三藩市係美國人口餐館比例最高嘅城市啊，亦都擁有多間米芝蓮餐廳，所以好食嘅嘢呢真係好多啊！今日要同大家介紹嘅呢一間呢，就係除咗好食之外，仲好抵食添啊！佢叫做 Aster， 呢度裝修現代而且年輕，完全可以襯托出大廚 Brad Cooper 嘅口味同埋品味啊！即刻同你哋一齊去試下菜先啦！
Thank you. Hi,
Welcome.
Chef Brad. How
Hello.
are you today?
I'm well. Yourself?
Wonderful, especially with food. All right, so tell me a little bit about what this is.
This dish is local halibut and cucumbers. The halibut is fished right off of Ocean Beach, so very local.
Nice. Very fresh.
Yes, so it's been cured in kombu and a little bit of salt. And the cucumbers are prepared a few different ways. There's a cucumber broth with lemon oil.
Oh, okay.
Just some shaved salted cucumber, and then cucumber that's also been soaked in shiro dashi.
Very refreshing
Yes.
for the summer. Wonderful. So, should we start?
Sure.
Let's do it. Right. So refreshing. Wow. And they're not just regular cucumbers, right?
Well, these are Mediterranean cucumbers, so we get from Happy Quail Farm. Also very local. It's kind of, we're getting into the beginning of the peak of cucumber season, so our menu always represents what's best in the seasons. There's also pickled plum puree on here, which every year we get ume plums from the same farm as the cucumber. So we make our own umeboshi every year. So we just made a batch 2 days ago that we'll serve next year. So this is currently on the menu. Very seasonal.
Okay. I read that you started working in a restaurant at 17. Was that like just a summer job or, you know, a part-time job or?
I wasn't looking for a cook position. I was living in Western Slope, Colorado at the time. And I stumbled into basically the nicest restaurant looking for a busser position. It was a traditional Italian restaurant, Northern Italian food. And all they had open was a prep cook position. That's kind of where it all started, washing dishes also. I moved here in 2001 from Colorado to go to the California Culinary Academy. So I did that program for a year, and while I was there, I was lucky enough to get into the kitchen at Rubicon, right when Stuart and Nicole had taken over. So that's where my San Francisco background got started. It wasn't so much about the school, and honestly I'd never even been to San Francisco before, so it was a little daunting, but I knew that the concentration of high-end restaurants here was very appealing. And I didn't feel like any of the other major metropolitan cities would have been a good fit for me. I felt like the produce, the agriculture, and everything that the Bay Area had was something I was really interested in also.
Right, and this is also actually just like the food capital of the U.S., you know, here in New York. But here we have more of the local farms and all the fresh produce that you're looking for. I read somewhere too that, you know, you used to cook with your mom when you were younger?
I did. I was born on the East Coast, and my grandparents, my mom's side are Lebanese, and we would go to upstate New York to visit them quite often, and my grandmother would cook traditional Lebanese food a lot. So I was always kind of interested in what was going on. My mom would make me help. She always cooked really delicious but really basic food. So that's kind of where the interest started. And then once I actually got around food in the restaurant setting, I really enjoyed the creative aspect and watching the other cooks and chefs work. Kind of understanding the process of creativity and how to use a knife and how to think about food, how to taste food, all of that.
Because, you know, I know that when you're here in San Francisco, you worked with some of the most like renowned chefs.
I was very fortunate.
And you worked with Chef Joshua Steen.
Yes.
We did an interview on him too.
Oh,
so,
great.
Yeah. So we know it's good stuff. Now, when you're young, growing up, like, was there like a favorite dish that you like to cook, or just everything you like to, you know, dabble in everything?
Kind of a little bit of everything. My mom cooked a lot of American food, but
So good.
she also had, you know, her recipe for stir fry or her take on tacos or things like that. So I liked actually trying to cook Mexican food when I was younger a lot.
Have you ever like create new dishes that's not even something that your mom cooked, or just creating something new, or just you just enjoy the process of cooking?
I really just enjoyed the process, and I didn't, for a while I didn't understand that you could create something totally different and new, kind of until I was in restaurants for a few years.
Oh, okay. So yeah, how that go? Working with other different chefs and seeing how you can create your own thing. Do you think that has something to do with how you what you are today?
Yes, definitely. I think each one of the chefs that I've worked with here in San Francisco, I spent a decent amount of time with, and took away a lot from each experience, and then tried to kind of emulate that in a way that made sense for the style that we're trying to develop here at Aster. So there's a lot of aspects from each kitchen that I've worked in that we put to use, and we teach our cooks, but then always trying to make it our own and utilize it in new dishes, new techniques, new flavors.
每天几分钟的时间，体验放松的新世界。体感新境界，欢迎体验健康新世界。Inada 稻田按摩椅欢迎您。
Okay, so now, like being the very successful Michelin star chef that you are, you've won many awards, honors. Like, did you imagine it when you first started? And are your parents like proud? You used to cook with her now.
Yeah, my parents are really proud.
Right?
They usually know about all of that stuff before I do.
How?
I don't know.
Don't they notify
Honestly,
you first?
all of the awards, media attention, all of that is really great, and we are very humbled by all of it. But initially, it's not what we set out to do. I think in our kitchen and a lot of other kitchens, we set out to make our guests happy, to be creative, to work in a team environment where we can push each other and challenge each other. And I think that our ethos has always been that if we do that, if we do things the right way, we use the best products that we can get, and we focus on making our guests happy, then all of the other things happen if it's supposed to be. So we never focus on it, but we do really appreciate all of that.
But yeah, it's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus. It's a bonus. First and foremost, you want your guests to enjoy their experience.
So I bet your parents have, all the paper cut out, into a little album for you, right?
Probably.
But, I don't know, a lot of Chinese parents, they might not have encouraged for the kids to, be a chef or, anything like that. But what about your parents? Were they supportive?
They were. I don't think they knew much about the industry. None of my extended family on either side is in the culinary industry, really. So I think that maybe if they knew more, they would have tried to deter me with the long hours, time away from the family. But they were always very supportive and very proud. And they still live in Colorado, but anytime they get the chance, they come out to dine and hang out. And
that's what important, right? Just have the people you love to support you. Wonderful. Okay, so have you ever wondered, like maybe you can pursue like a different career path, or if you're not a chef, what do you think you would have become?
I enjoy what I do so much. I've never really thought about what would happen if I wasn't able to do this. I think when I was younger, I did, just trying to decide if this was the path or not. I don't know anything really specific.
So
I'm
very
very into music and very into kind of the sea and kind of marine biology, how our oceans work, things like that.
Nice, interesting. But it comes back to fish, though, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why
So
we
it's still
work
the love of
with
cooking.
that's why we work with some of the producers we work with, because they're focused on preserving our waters and our land, and
Oh,
so
right.
yes, I guess it all
Nice.
does come back to that.
And you know, this I can eat every day.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
I can eat every day. How do you see yourself in like a few years? You know, because you've worked in a lot of different restaurants before. You know, chef de cuisine here and there. And do you see yourself staying here? Aster, this is like your goal now?
In the next 5 years, definitely the Bay Area. And Aster, we just opened the restaurant a year ago, so we still have a lot we want to accomplish here.
Yeah.
And we want to become a staple restaurant in San Francisco with longevity and great clientele and a staff that we can really build. I think that the style of food that we wanted to do, our setup in the kitchen, the size of the restaurant and everything was very conducive to shorter tasting menu. And offering a shorter tasting menu, we wanted it to be very accessible, so that it didn't feel like a splurge or a tough decision.
Right.
That we could still have regulars,
Exactly.
guests that we saw a lot, staying competitive with what else is going on in San Francisco, but trying to offer something a little bit different and unique.
So now, I'm very happy after eating this, but what do you want your patrons to feel after they leave this restaurant or after they finish eating or when they walk outside, you know?
We want them to feel very satisfied with their experience, like they got a good value and like they experienced a meal that was unlike something they could get elsewhere in the city. We want them to feel that it was unique, that it was a good value, but overall just a sense of happiness and you know, I guess community within their experience. Our staff is all very friendly and they're very professional, but they're also very easy to connect to. So we want to kind of incorporate this sense of a refined food experience with that of a comfortable atmosphere. So if our guests are leaving smiling and happy and telling us that they can't wait to come back, that's really the ultimate goal for us.
I can't wait to come back soon. Okay, so my last question. Since we're talking about Lebanese food, what is your favorite type of food? And tell me a little bit more about Lebanese food because I'm not familiar with it.
My experience with Lebanese food is not that large. So I think, you know, some of my favorite things were growing up were the kibbeh. She would make a raw kibbeh. I remember my grandma's house. She would do lamb's liver sometimes.
I know that, you know, Chinese food is some of your favorite, right?
Yes, I love Sichuan food.
You like spicy?
Yes, I like spicy. I like textural food, so really like Sichuan food. Asian food in general, I love Japanese food. As a lot of people could tell by eating through our menu, there's some ingredients that we mimic from Japanese cuisine. We try to source everything locally and make a lot of preserves and you know, sauces, all of that ourselves. So we don't necessarily buy Japanese products, but we try to mimic those products in some ways.
I see what you mean, because this one, you know, it reminds me just a little too. You know, when I first looked at the cucumber, the cut one, I was thinking, could it be like a Japanese cucumber, but it looks a little bit bigger. So.
Yeah, so we actually have a lot of products in the Bay Area that are also used in Japan. We have a lot of seaweeds, citrus, so it's not too hard to kind of emulate.
Great. Well, anyway, thanks again. I finished the whole thing. And maybe I'll take you to a Szechuan restaurant next time.
That would be great.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you.
由我戀食天下開始咧，已經認識咗好多位嘅一級廚師，每一個都好獨特、好成功、好叻，而且好有意思㗎。今日嘅 Brad 咧，特別更加俾到一個好謙虛嘅感覺俾我。佢好認真咁對待佢嘅食物、佢嘅食客，從食物之中亦都可以睇得出佢嘅心思。所以喺度咧，亦都再一次推介呢一間米芝蓮嘅 Aster 俾大家。好啦，下個星期再同你哋一齊去食嘢啦！
me, show me, show me how to fly. Fly me, fly me, fly me like the first time. Show me, show me, show me how to fly. Fly me for the first time. Yeah, yeah. Fly like the first time. Oh, yeah, yeah. Fly like the first time. Yeah, yeah.
中国南方航空，飞翔从此大不同。
在三后塞有片区域住了很多越南移民，我一直在想，这里应该会有最正宗的越南米粉。有天在越南朋友的推荐下，我去了 Bombo 会 Annam。虽早已过了用午餐的时间，餐厅外还是排了好多人。菜单封面上只有2种招牌，一种是 Bombo 会，就是我们常说的越南牛肉粉。另一种很特别，还是让老板 Nelly 来告诉大家是什么吧。
Hi, Cici. You ready to try this?
Oh yeah. Wow, looks so good. So may I ask what's this?
Okay, this is bún bò Huế, which is a dish that came from North Central Coast in Vietnam. It's mainly beef broth with shrimp paste and a kick of chili. And also add to it is pizzle, which is ox penis. Are you ready to try? To me, it tastes like tendon, but it
Tendon?
has better texture to it.
Are you sure?
Just try it.
Okay, I trust you. I'm gonna try. I think it's this one, right? This is the ox
Yes.
penis.
When we prep it, we cut it up and we take out the urine tract area.
Okay.
Just like tendon.
It's actually not bad. It's actually very tender.
Tendon.
Yeah.
Not so chewy.
Yeah. And the soup is good. So when did you move to the States?
We came here in 1988 in November, 30 years ago. Yes.
So when did you start your restaurant business?
In 2000.
So why did you choose this?
My mom used to cook at home a lot, and then one of her best dish is this dish, and her friend just told her to open a restaurant.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, a lot of people they believe in eating the ox penis will have very magic effects. So what do you think about it?
Well, they said that it's a male aphrodisiac. But then to me, I know it has a lot of hormones, vitamins, and also calcium. And basically that's it.
So when did you start to work in the restaurant?
I started out in 2000. Before 2000, I'm a loan officer.
So what inspired you to be the restaurant owner?
We figured our whole family is in real estate business, and if one day it crashes, then we're unemployed. So with my mom cooking, so we decided to open a restaurant for her.
So what are you gonna do if your mom and you have different voice in the business?
And to tell you the truth, in Asian there is no voice.
Really?
There's only your mom voices.
Oh wow.
So whatever she wants, I'm up for it.
So you always agree with her,
I
right?
always agree on whatever she decides.
Oh, wow. You're a good daughter, you know. and so why did you guys choose this area? Choose San Jose to open the business?
Well, San Jose, around this area on Toli or Story, is like the main tourist area for Asian.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of Vietnamese mainly around San Jose.
So that's why you guys choose
That's why
here.
I choose here.
So why did you guys come here? I mean, come to San Jose.
In '88, my grandmother sponsored us, and we're supposed to live in Las Vegas.
Oh, Las Vegas.
But then my mom decided to resident here is because she wants us to go to school, better school here than Vegas, I guess. So we moved here ever since.
If you weren't a restaurant owner, so what do you think you'd be doing?
If I'm not a restaurant owner, good questions. I'd probably go back to real estate.
Okay, I'm gonna finish this very delicious dish, so I'm gonna eat more. Do I need to put all the stuff inside?
Yeah, sure. This is cabbage, and the red thing is banana blossom.
This is actually the first time I saw it.
It adds a little crunch to it.
Yeah. So I heard your mom actually, she founded this restaurant, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you guys do this business in the initial state? It's not easy for opening a restaurant.
Clean the table, wash the dishes, or clean the floor after night, and everything.
Okay, so actually you did everything, right?
We did everything from beginning.
Yeah, I know.
Because at first, when you hire an employee that come in and out, at first it's not stable. So it's like you have to be there all the time, just in case somebody quit or they get sick, and you have to be there. So we basically worked like 16 hours a day.
Well, it's not easy.
For 6 months.
For 6 months?
For 6 months. For certain people, like for myself, okay, the reason I work hard is because we have passion into what we do. That's the main.
You can tell,
that's the main key. Okay, you have to have passion into your job. Whatever job it is, you need to have passion for you to work harder. It's not all about the money. It's about what you love to do.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
记得蔡澜曾经在他的某一本书里写过，在墨尔本吃到的越南牛肉粉让他从此上瘾追寻了一路。我当时无法理解，那时候对食物的见解和认识还很有限。在美国生活久了，才开始真正了解越南美食，认识勤劳善良的越南移民。正是他们的辛勤付出，用简单却浓稠的牛肉粉，丰富了我们的餐桌，温暖了我们的胃。